The apples are starting to ripen. I'm liking it. Hi, I'm Pete, and welcome to Just a Few Acres Farm. I gotta go down and check on the cattle. I brought the camera along because I want to talk about what the best thing is in farming, the very best. I don't know about the weather though. There's a good chance of rain this afternoon. I think the conclusion I'm going to share with you is something we all share. But first, what are my favorite parts of farming? Well, as you know, I really love working with old equipment and making hay. I like seeing the animals grow. I love it when a new calf is born or a litter of piglets are born. I like the different hats you wear as a farmer: veterinarian, agronomist, mechanic. I like all that stuff. Cows are way down there in the furthest corner of our property. Got to get my walking exercise in for the afternoon, you know. Here's something I really love about farming. I don't love this the best, I'm not there yet, but I really like living in nature according to its cycles. You know, I never experienced that in my old job. Every day of the year was pretty much the same. Go into the office and come home. But on the farm, activities change. We follow the cycles and the seasons, the weather. I love all that. It feels more real. Here are the cattle. You guys are no dummies. You know where the place to be is. This is the most fertile soil on our whole farm. Grows the luscious forage down here in the far corner. Hi, Titus. How are you? There you go. Oh, you like that, huh? You want a tail scratch? You want a mid-back scratch? You're the troublemaker. I remember you. Maybe you just want to scratch and I need to make friends with you that way, huh? Will that keep you from sneaking up behind me? Steers, even though they're neutered, they get a little aggressive in their second year. What is the best of the best? What's the best part of farming? For me, it's that moment when I hand the thing that I've made, raised, produced to the customer. That beats any other thing on the farm. That's the culmination of all that work we do. And that satisfaction of knowing you're handing somebody a healthy product that you put all the pride you have into, that beats anything else on the farm. Embodied in that one moment is all the pride you put into your work. And I think about these things a lot, and I often think when I'm doing these videos, how can I relate what's important in my life to everybody else's life that watches the channels? And I think there's something there that we all take pride in, and it means so much to us when we experience it. Hey, bud. How are you doing? Hi, guy. You're a good steer. You are. You want to sniff the camera? You're much more mellow than that other guy that's messing with me. There's two things embedded in that simple act. The first is the creation. You've created something. I'm creating a chicken. Well, I'm not creating it, but I'm raising it. I'm responsible for it. Or beef or pork or an egg. And the second part is the giving, the transfer of ownership. Here, I've made this and I'm giving it to you. Now, I'm not giving it to them, I'm selling it to them, but the idea is the same. We all create things in our daily lives. You may think, well, I'm not a creator, but chances are you are. And that act of creation, then giving that thing that you made to somebody else, is at the root of, I think, what makes the world good. So here's some examples. You finish a project at work that you've done and you're proud of what you've done, and you hand it to your boss or you hand it to the client and you're proud of what you made and you know it's a good project to them. There. You make dinner for your family. You've created dinner and helped your family There's nothing more gratifying than caring for others in those simple ways. Making and releasing a YouTube video, that's an act of creation and giving, hoping to make somebody's day better than it would have been. I believe that moment is one of the things that keeps us going through the hard parts of life. So immediately prior to me selling, say, that chicken to the customer and performing that act, I have to do the act of butchering that chicken the day before, which I don't enjoy, but a lot of the time when we're doing that sort of work, I think of that point in time when our farm becomes the producer to feed all these great people. I think one of the issues that's happening in the world today is we don't give thanks for the good things enough. In other words, it's human nature to focus on what needs to be fixed and what is wrong, and it dominates so many conversations when it's much more gratifying and self-affirming to think about what you've accomplished, what you've created, what you've given during your life. More of my life is behind me than ahead of me, and I found as I grow older, I think back on the accomplishments that I've had in my life, and I've had a lot, you know, building this place from almost nothing, redoing the house, building the farm business, being a successful architect, having a great family and a great wife. Those are all things that I'm very proud of. This is in contrast to when I was younger. I was a hustler when I was younger. You know, all those accomplishments I rattled off, those were mountains to climb when I was younger, and I never spent my time looking back then. It was always, okay, that's finished, what's the next thing? And it's a natural thing. I think that's healthy. When you're young, you're looking for the next challenge, the next mountain to climb. When you're older, you have a tendency to look back and reflect on what you've accomplished. And all those things were giant projects. And when you're undertaking those sorts of things, the world is filled with people that say, well, you can't do that. You've never done that before. You can't restore that tractor or restore that house. And for me, making's always been a lot about caring for preserving history and memory. Acts of making are broader than just taking raw materials and making something. From the perspective of age and experience, I found that the things that you've invested yourself in making, either for you and your family's benefit or for others, are the things that you look back on and have more value in retrospect than the things you consumed or bought. So while you may remember the first new car that you bought, that's one thing, and I guess that's important, but you know, that new whatever that you wanted and you got lingers in the memory a lot less than the thing you spent 3 years working on and then finally achieved. Just not, it could be something else besides a thing. It doesn't have to be a house or a tractor or anything like that, but it could be, you know, that thing you wanted to achieve at work, that project you wanted, that goal you wanted to achieve, that even promotion. You put the time in and you were rewarded. Those are the things in your life that you look back on more than any particular possessions. So as always, I do this a lot. I'm making an argument away from consumerism and toward production. I think that's what makes a culture vital, is production versus, whenever I read that our country has become a consumer society, I just cringe. There's so much creativity and pride in production. I want to see that again. I really do. So here's my challenge. Think about and list the things that you make. You may think, I don't make anything. I'm not a creator. And chances are you're wrong about that. People care for a place. They make that place better. They do a good job at work. They're proud of what they do, and the product that they make or the thing that they do makes the world a better place. You go home and make dinner for your family. You're making something. You're giving that thing to others. You're doing acts of kindness, and you're creating something in the process. It's all around us on the farm, and I'll bet you it's all around you too when you think about the things you do. I'd like to bring more of that to the world, and I'd like people to focus more on those sorts of acts rather than the things you normally read in the news. So that's my thought for today, and I'll tell you what, as a result of this video, I'm really excited to go to farmer's market tomorrow and perform that act. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.